What's going on, everybody? Sharpie360 here, and Sons of the Forest has been out for about 2 weeks in early access, and as you might have heard, it had broken the Steam store when it launched, and that's quite an achievement to be commended, so good job, Endnight. Let's see what all the fuss is about. I've been playing for about 2 weeks now, and mainly just running around doing a lot of building, exploring the island, checking out the cave systems, and really just kind of getting a feel for what they're going for, where they've improved, where they've fallen short, I guess. And we're just going to talk about kind of my thoughts on where we're at right now. So again, this is in early access. They decided to release the game in early access instead of delaying it another 6 to 8 months, so hopefully that's going to be a good thing. They did that with the forest and it ended up doing really well in the long run, outstandingly well, I would say. So if you want to check out the review I did for the forest, you can check out the link in the description below. First things first, the game is absolutely beautiful. They did a really good job of like recreating the forest, like what you would see in like Northern America and whatnot. And they did a really good job of depicting kind of like what these evergreen and carnivorous forests look like. So kudos to that. And right now I'm playing on with my 5700 XT. It doesn't have ray tracing. It's predates ray tracing. Well, it's just before it came out, so there's not a whole lot of lighting. But when playing on my laptop, it's got ray tracing in the 3060 RTX or whatever, so it's got a little bit more of the on that end, so it looks a little nicer, but it still looks phenomenal overall. I think cutting down the trees has been a lot better. This one looks great. Looks and feels a lot better. The animation for the tree falling and then like breaking apart is a lot smoother. There's a lot more variety and kind of like the shatter effects. Looks really cool. There's no log sled yet, so that's unfortunate when we're trying to build, and makes building structures kind of a chore. KELVIN does help, but he can only carry one log, so that's kind of a pain in the ass. And he gets tired very easily. So he's awesome, but I think he should at least be able to carry two logs, if you can at least carry 2 logs. But that's just my thoughts. They're going to be doing some updating on him, I believe, and also be adding in the log sled as well. I believe in the trailer, if I remember correctly, he's pulling a log sled, so maybe just turn him into a pack mule would be cool. I don't know what the deal is with this water. In the first game, you drank water and you would get sick. This, it seems like you can drink whatever water and you don't get sick. I don't know if it's just running water that's okay, or if they're gonna add like stagnant water and you have to like boil it like they did in the first one. I know that they're adding a big stew and like recipe crafting. Would you be quiet? Jeez. They're adding a big stew and recipe crafting system later on. It's going to be pretty cool. Helpful for the hard survival mode. And just probably longevity. Just like, oh, they're over here destroying my shit. How did they even get over here? How did you guys get over here? This was supposed to be a safe base, they said. Oh, get out of here. This is really cool, though, that you can heal in the inventory. I mean, you could do that in the first one, but I don't think the effects took hold until you got out of the inventory menu. You're all gonna die. You made me ruin my base. You're all gonna die. You know how many logs I had to bounce over here to get all that shit built, you bastards? So again, yeah, crafting, building system needs a little work. It's really cool this time around versus what they had in the first game. Obviously, it's a lot more fleshed out. They thought of it from, revamped it from the ground up. The whole like foundation system, each piece is layered individually. It's a lot more robust than the last one. We'll just say that right now. There's some cool mechanics added in, like for instance this, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but it adds to the realism. Basically, I'm trying to place this log, and I don't think I can until I move this other one because it's already been placed and it's blocking my way. So now I can place it, and so that's kind of cool. There's different slants and angles that you can do for roofing, which is cool, but I want to see that in snapping for foundations. I think 3 different angle placements would be cool. On a normal log, there's like 3 cut points, one down here, one up here, and one up there for different lengths. And so if they had like a snap 2 for each of those lengths to kind of correspond, so it'd be like what, like a 30, a 45, and a 60 degree or whatever the math works out to, just so you can have variety in the snapping going out that way instead of squaring out everything, because it kind of limits a lot of things. It kind of limits a lot of the creativity that you can do, in my opinion. Other than that, it's really cool. The floorboarding is really cool. They need to fix that the grass and stuff comes out of it when it grows, like these leaves and stuff. This thing doesn't count because I placed it over that, and that's a decorative environment piece. A lot of the stuff in this game is a little bit different of a concept, I think, than, not different concept, but it's just a different feel than the forest. So like there's a lot of these batteries, whereas the chainsaw used gasoline. This one uses batteries. Batteries power like the flashlight. You got a stun baton, a couple other things. You got a taser, but that uses taser ammo. There's a lot more projectile and ranged weapons kind of stuff in this one, which is cool. Some of it kind of, I don't know, it seems overpowered right now. They have some balancing they got to work on. Like the slingshot is kind of useless. The grenades are amazing. Shotgun is OP as hell. Like just run around with that and you're fine. The melee weapons definitely have a lot more finesse to them, and I haven't really used the katana yet. I know that you can get it, but I haven't gotten it yet, so we'll see how that works. Hopefully they can add in some upgrading and some more versatility with the crafting of the weapons. I think there's only 5 right now that you can craft, and you can't even like upgrade. Like you could upgrade the plain axe and the modern axe, and the other one you can't do that yet in this one, so we'll see. Rope is really cool, but you can't make it yet, unfortunately. Cloth is a lot more sparse in this game, whereas in the forest it was everywhere. Although you can basically right now, as of this point right now, before any patches other than the couple of hot fixes, you can just pretty much save, quit, and reload your checkpoint or save or whatever, and all the environmental loot and whatnot will respawn. So it's basically you can just load up all your gear, stock up, and go to town and rinse and repeat whenever you need to refresh your inventory. Trees don't grow back yet, as far as I can tell. If they do, it's very, very limited. These things have been here since I started. This is day 14 or 15, but it's if they do grow back, it's very slow, and I think there needs to be an existing like kind of little tree to grow from. I haven't seen any new saplings per se. Kelvin needs a little bit of work. He's kind of useless right now. He's basically a big coward. I don't even know where he is at the moment. Obviously, he can't get out here because he can't swim. He's over at the base over there. Can't swim. You can't give him any weapons or even like a bow, so he can't like really hunt for anything food related other than fish, and you have to be somewhere really close by with fish for him to do that. And then even then, I mean, he'll put it on the drying rack, I think, but that's about it. He needs a little bit more versatility. I think he needs to be manned up a little bit. Virginia's more of a man than him. Virginia, you can give her weapons and stuff. That's pretty dope. Give her a GPS tracker so you know where she is. All that goody stuff. She'll bring you cool shit. The island so far, let's see, if you look at the GPS, the island is really big. It takes a long time to get around in this place, but there isn't a whole lot past this initial starting area. There's some stuff on the other side of the mountain, but not a whole lot, and more so just like random golem crawlers all over the place that kind of just follow you around everywhere. Need a little work on that, but so far it's been manageable. But yeah, it definitely takes a lot longer to get anywhere in this than it did in the original game. I know obviously bigger and better for the sequel. It is bigger and better and not just a complete disaster when they finally get it out of early access. But we'll have to see what happens. Well, like I said, there's golem crawler people. It really kind of seems any type of base building right now, it just kind of seems more or less a lot more work than it provides shelter of. And I know there's like some defensive stuff, but it doesn't seem to work that well, and the bigger guys have just kind of wrecked my stuff completely. And immediately as soon as I start building, in the next couple of days, there's somebody there swarming me to the point where I just kind of have to just skip town altogether, and that kind of ruins the buildability of it. I know it's not really meant to be it's a survival. You gotta go and find this guy and get off the island, whatever. That's the point of the game. But I think it would be cool to have a little bit of a defensiveness. The other game had a lot more traps, so we'll see what happens. With a lot of stuff is going to be added. So anything that's not in here yet, if we're voicing our opinions or concerns and our wishes, then Endnight has been pretty loyal about and good about listening to what we want. So I have faith in them big time. Just a little bit of nitpicky stuff, really, at this point. DJ and I have been talking. He said that there were some optimization issues with 4K stuff with low frame rates and not really much that people were been able to do to fix that. I haven't noticed it. I don't have a 4K monitor, so I can't really delve into that realm of things too highly yet. And I think my graphics card would fall apart if I tried to do anything in 4K right now. Anyways, so that until that's upgraded and the monitor is upgraded, 4K is on the realm of unreachables, but that's fine. But so hopefully with the optimization issues, that'll be fixed, and with minimal reduction on like graphics and fidelity and stuff. I know that the early access for the Forest was very different looking than what is available today, and a lot of people did not appreciate that change because it was a big downgrade in a lot of people's eyes. But at the same time, it made it playable across tons of different platform or different consoles and whatnot. So you gotta trade tit for tat, I guess. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got at this point. Sons of the Forest, like I said, has been out for 2 weeks in early access. This is what we have so far. There's a lot of stuff that is pretty rough around the edges, a lot of stuff that needs to be added on and riffed against, but so far I think they have a really good product. Hello, Mr. Turtle, you can live for now. I think they have a really good product going so far and are very open about hearing the community feedback, so that's awesome. And it sounds like they have a lot of plans for the future for this, and it's going to be more than just early access and launch. It's going to be a lot more to come after that. Long-term support, hopefully VR, that would be really cool, especially in some big structures. Future Sharpie here, and next day they have released patch 1, and they added a whole bunch of stuff. Update itself was about 11 gigabytes, so that's fun. Oh, look at that, we got Kelvin right here being a Kelvin-y self. Alright, well, anyways, while these guys hang out with the bones and the logs, we got a bunch of new stuff added, like binoculars, hang glider was added, some defensive wall updates. They put in a gate now apparently, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so they have a spiked wall defensive gate. Looks like, I think this is the food bunker too right now, and that's where apparently there's a new mid-game boss down there, so we'll have to go check that out at some point. There's a couple new animations that they added some new stuff for Virginia, all that good stuff. So one of the big things that they released is they updated the DLL to 3.1.1, which I believe was for support for like the 40 series cards, because the performance issues that I was just talking about seem to have all but disappeared now from what I'm hearing. So that's awesome, super dope, glad to hear it. What other things? Looks like they fixed some of the Apex issues with the building. The thing that I had talked about in my Viking Lodge video was that like placing the walls in here, it's supposed to lay in the proper orientation now and line up properly. So before we were having issues with that because it was sticking out and looking all weird. So you can see now it looks a lot cleaner, and it goes all the way up in seals, which is sweet, so it looks a lot nicer overall. And to top it off, we have that. So yep, a lot nicer. I like that a lot more. Okay, so we're over at the lodge really quick. So that's pre-patch 1, what those apexes were looking like. Let's go and see if we can get those fixed really quick. And so the other thing that they took out and they fixed right away is the duplicate log glitch with the small cabin thing that people were doing right away. And then I should probably give my guy some food and drink, huh? Sleep a little bit. Oh, they really nerfed those things, man. Jeez. Okay, that'll do for now. Anyways, the log cabin log duplication glitch is done for, and also any speedrunning you plan on doing with the stick is no longer a possibility. And I actually mentioned that in the patch notes. It's pretty cool. So here, we're at this little sketchy ass spot. Let's grab these planks down. I'll just pick these ones up. Okay, so it should place them better now, and nice and all succinctly. Grab this guy. Plop it in. Got my extras up here for safekeeping, otherwise they like to disappear. And then there we go. Okay, so let's hop down and take a look. Okay, so it's that top right corner there, and yeah, it looks a lot better. So cool, I like that. Now if we could just get this or some sort of implementation like that on stairs. I don't think they have that yet. I haven't experimented. I guess we'll try and do that and see what happens really quick. Let's see, can we, we're gonna have to borrow you, place you here, and you can go here. Excuse me, sir, I'll have to borrow you and borrow the missus from you for a minute. Okay, so that does that side, but I still don't think it's gonna give us the stairs right here, unfortunately. You can fill the one side, but I don't think you're gonna be able to fill this side yet. Let's take a look. Skis. I place a log down here. Let's see, what about this one? And let's give this a try. I'm gonna have to place this first. Take another log and cut it. If this is going to work, I'm more than likely going to have to cut it because it had to be cut to lay the first one down. I need to fix these lines. Lining these things up is a chore. Make them a little less prudicious. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we're going to have any walls here yet on the top side of the stairs or ramp or whatever. So that should be something that they add in the future, I think. But speaking of logs, they fixed the log bounce mechanic kind of thing in the water, so they no longer springboard up into the air. They fall in the water much more gradually. They nerfed the shotgun, so it does half damage. They tweaked some stuff with the enemies on the hard settings. They nerfed the energy drink to give it less hydration and less energy overall. They also made firewood more important, stuff like that, kind of like balancing out some of the mechanics, which is cool. We do not have a log sled yet, unfortunately. Yeah, no log sled in the blueprint book. But I think it's going to be an item. So don't quote me on it, or you can quote me on it. If I'm wrong. But I think it's going to be a wearable item that you can wear or you can give to Kelvin or something, because if I remember correctly, the trailer had Kelvin dragging something behind him. I think it was a log sled. So it's crazy that we haven't seen any enemies. Usually they're scattered all over the place right now, but they must have changed the frequency of that too. That's interesting. They also, one of the big changes that they made is that you can't hibernate, is what we're referring to it as. You can't basically rapid fire the sleep cycle to get through winter. So that's gone. There's a cooldown on that. Drink another one of these sodas, these nerfed sodas. Oh, there we go. We got somebody right there. Mr. Bojangles himself. Come here. Let me see you. I gotta test out this shotty. Come here. Where are you at? There you are. Come here. Oh. Not an ammo. This might help. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Oh, we're at a cannibal field. Hi, bud. Nope. Well, it seems pretty powerful still. So, as long as you fire at him point blank. Ooh, look at that's like a hardly mutant person. What are you doing? Here's a big old boy. Done. Granted, those are buckshot, so let's see. But that does seem like it is still pretty powerful. Where'd you go, bud? If you don't mind, I have a date with the lake. So it'll be fun to find the binoculars, and it'll be fun to get that that hang glider thing figured out too. It'll be probably what I'm gonna do later on. I'm going to see, look at all the logs. They do not bounce anymore. That is completely gone. So good job. They fixed it. They heard us. They saw the videos and shorts. Cool. Alright, well, that's update patch 1. And so the next one's going to be in another 2 weeks. So we'll see what the Endnight has to offer with that. You can go check out the full patch notes on Steam. Very cool stuff. Glad to hear it. Glad to see the stuff. Glad to see the 4090s working at capacity again. Cool. And alright, that's gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I'm gonna do another one down the road once some more stuff comes out, and until then I have some build videos and some more shenanigans I'm gonna get up to. But the sun is going down, so that is going to do it for this update. I will check back in at some point when we have some more nominal updates to talk about. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this for a little bit, kind of me walking around rambling a little bit. If you want to see more of the Sons of the Forest coverage and stuff like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you think the early access is going for Sons of the Forest. Let me know just how you've been enjoying it so far. What have you been doing? Have you finished the game yet? I know that the game doesn't have a lot going on yet. They're going to be adding a ton to the story. Well, ton in air quotes, we'll see. Yeah, so far, just let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. Like, comment, subscribe again, and if I can get up on this rock, I'll send you off properly. There we go. Now that we got up off of that giant, miserable freaking obstacle. Sons of the Forest, sun's going down. That's all we got right now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, sharp out.